Do you want to know the secret to success? Join me today in our interview series with Carmelia Ray, online dating expert and matchmaker who's been responsible for thousands of successful matches and over hundreds of successful marriages for successful entrepreneurs like you. Thank you for joining us today. This is Melyssa Moniz, your host for Success and Beyond TV. And I am so honored to be here with one of my favorite people in Toronto, Ontario, who has had massive impact in all over North America, helping so many people with what I believe is a huge proponent to success in business. And that is the quality of your relationships. So if I can introduce Carmelia Ray.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm amazing. Thank you. I'm so pleased to be here.
So good. And you look absolutely stunning.
Thank you. It's the glow. It's
Totally.
The glow.
Totally. And we'll find out what the glow is from later on.
Okay.
If I may, we are really here today to give our audience members so much rich tips about what can they do to have success and beyond. And that's actually why I brought you on today, because I know you have some really key secrets to success. Mm-hmm. And I also know that you have a lot of real life experience behind the scenes of your business as well. So if I can start off with, what is the secret to your success?
I think you have to put love into everything that you do.
Yes.
And in my world, love means listen, observe, value, and educate. So I put that into every single thing that I do. Okay,
Nice.
So starting with listening. Clearly you have to be a great listener and understand where someone's coming from.
Yes.
The next part is observation, right? Because you really want to observe people in their environment. And I often work with people in their homes or out in the dating field.
Yes.
The next is value, right? We sometimes don't know our own value. And I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, and anybody who's single, actually, you have to learn to appreciate your value, what your time's worth.
Yes.
And the last bit is educate. I think in order for me to be successful and having been where I am, I take a real big interest in learning my business, learning my clients, and if there's something that is unclear to me, I'll make it a point to discover what I need to know to help that person.
Amazing. And I love that you even made an acronym for love.
Yeah.
That is so good. The reason why I brought on Carmelia Ray is because she's an expert in creating and cultivating meaningful relationships that actually serve you in your success in your real life and in your business. And what I have seen over the last 10 years in myself is the quality of my relationships have dictated how far I've grown, and then also importantly, the quality of the relationship that I have with myself. So if I can, what is that? I mean, some little juicy nuggets, juicy tips of successful people. What kind of relationships do they actually have?
Well, successful people have successful relationships, and not just in business, but in their personal life. When your personal relationship, actually, I can't remember where I got the quote or who quoted it, so I can't take ownership for it, but I love it so much. The most important decision you make in business is the person that you marry. So it's one of the most important decisions that you make. Who you spend your time with outside of the office has the biggest impact on you in your life, right?
Absolutely. So is there actually a secret to success, or do you find that there's just been a common thing that you've been doing over and over and over again? Like, what is that?
Well, I think the love principle, as I call it, is something that's naturally ingrained in me. I did have to learn those things. And also, I'm really big on sales and marketing. That's kind of where I've held positions in the past for dating companies and even my own business. So some people will refer to the ABCs as always be closing, but my rendition of ABCs is always be curious. I put a lot of curiosity into what people do, in what they're all about, what makes them tick, what they like and they don't like, and then that curiosity leads to creating solutions, and we do that together.
Beautiful. I really wanted to make sure that you right now are receiving some beneficial and relevant content that will actually move you forward. And that's why I'm asking Carmelia, because she lives the principles that she teaches, and more than that, she actually creates successful stories for thousands of people around the world. When people think of success, they often equate it to sacrifice. And one of the first things they sacrifice are their relationships. That can be detrimental to your business and to your health. And so what I want to know is, what is that reason why oftentimes a lot of female entrepreneurs, why aren't they having successful relationships? What's standing in their way?
Wow, do we have 30 minutes? I think a big challenge for successful women is that they have this expectation that they're going to be successful in their love life using the business skills that they take at work. And they're very rigid and they're not loose and they're set on a certain way or behavior that they need to be. And so that can be really intimidating for men. Men still really like these feminine and approachable type of person, and sometimes women are leading too much with the masculine.
Yes.
That's a big observation that I've made, as well as having such a rigid list. And as soon as a man falls short of one of these criteria, they dismiss them as an impossibility. And I think that's a big mistake.
Got it. Our intention with this video is to really let you realize that relationships are super important, and we want to help you avoid the pitfalls and give you some action pieces that you can put into place starting now. So let's ask Carmelia, what can successful entrepreneurs do to make successful relationships, and how can they do that today?
One of the things that women can do is not to paint all men with the same brush. They have one negative experience and they come into a relationship with this expectation that this person's gonna do the same thing, or that they're all the same. I hear that a lot. There's no good men out there, or this one's just like the other guy. And sometimes I think it's just leaving that old way of thinking, right?
Leave that behind. Wonderful. So those two major tips then. Number one is really having that list, that flexible list, and lead with what they do want, not what they don't want.
Absolutely.
And then secondly, lead with the feminine, right?
Absolutely.
You don't need to run your relationships like the way you run your business.
That would scare most guys away. In fact, a lot of men are quite intimidated by today's really powerful, successful women, thinking that they're so unapproachable. Eye contact's really important, ladies, as well. If you're always into your cell phone and technology and not really taking notice of people out there, always be curious. So show him some interest by giving him eye contact.
Cultivating successful relationships so that you can have it all and you can have a really great business is really important. And obviously we can't cover it all in this little video. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna ask Carmelia why this is so important for her. So Carmelia, why? Why this business, and why the heck do you even care about relationships in the first place?
Oh my goodness, I care about relationships because I'm impacted by relationships. The quality of my relationships affect everything that I do. And I can't think of a better business or industry for me to be in than to help facilitate love for two people, especially when there's those that are I don't want to say hopeless, but they almost feel as if there's no opportunity. And so when I can create that and and witness two people fall in love, I'm just so honored to be able to do that.
Beautiful. All right, so as you know, I always promise a mini breakthrough each and every episode. And while we can't cultivate an amazing relationship in only these 3 minutes, you're gonna want your next steps to make sure that you have wonderful relationships for success and beyond. And so I wanna connect you actually with Carmelia Ray's amazing blog and some tips from her right now of how to connect. So Carmelia, where can people go for the next steps?
They can go to my website, which is at www.carmeliaray.com, and also you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Carmelia Ray. It's pretty simple.
Excellent. All right, tons of stuff to go here. If I can say, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Woo! Which camera?
It's all good. We're gonna use it all. We're gonna use it all there. It's good. Hey.